Coach, thank you. Well, you folks at home can see the evidence. Snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken. Taken down at the 31.
Marcus Golden on the stop. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 31-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side this time. Here with Gordon. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he will finally be taken down at the Giants' 34. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get to normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll throw it. Wentz completes it to Jennings. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
82.
Throwing is Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means you're off.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. This will go for 5 up to the 33. Barkley had his biggest game yardage-wise against these Eagles last year pretty early on in the season. 130 on the ground, 99 more through the air on 9 catches.
Check, check. Flag down, flag down, flag down. Wait. Go.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. It's a first down following a gain of 3. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And the Giants first down.
Check 49. Recon, 132 fighter.
Jones now, operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try to pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz, and he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now. Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jake Elliott armed for the field goal. A 27-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Jones. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That one covers 29 yards, first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Duke Riley gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. General West. 950. Hey, lock it. Pass 5.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Looking for Shepard deep. And that's going to be intercepted. Malcolm Jenkins, the Pro Bowler. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. This is Gordon. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the counter, here's Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Focus, defense, focus.
To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes him from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. It's caught by Sanders. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To try again after the sack. Jones. And that's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. With it is Jackson. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Now Wentz again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now.
Let's go, baby. 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Rock it.
Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Catch made by Slayton. That one good for 24 yards.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Here's Jones throwing on first down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Come on. Deuce. Chopper. Now.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Tate bringing it in for the Giant touchdown. Golden Tate, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. They'll run on first down. Sanders. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Kareem Martin up to make the tackle. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
And he connects with Ertz. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 35. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's Scott, and he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here. Wentz. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Yeah, that's true. You've said that before.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Got it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Good running from Barkley there on 1st down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43.
On 2nd down and 4, Jones. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Hey, team 6. Mine's 50. Man, I got you. Big Ed.
Throwing, Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the 1st half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the 1st target of the 2nd half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kareem Martin in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Wentz on the give to Sanders, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And that's complete to Jeffrey. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And look at this, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the 1st down. On 1st down, it's Sanders. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Another run with Sanders. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
This is caught by Jackson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Tackle made by Marcus Golden. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Leaping, and he makes the grab. An Eagle first down. Wentz to Ertz. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Boston Scott, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Eagles able to push further out in front. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and it converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position, the ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it, and even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Hey, box truck. Mike's 50.
Operating from the gun. Jones looking for Shepard deep. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 46 yards. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now on 2nd and 16. Jones, that's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Go. 180. Watch the run. Switch it. Come on.
Now a carry for Sanders. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
We're good.
Wentz to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
It's a game of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him much better opportunity to convert on third down.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Rosas good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Here's Sanders. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And despite the cold